right, what's going on, you guys? Just want to make sure that we are live and the sound is all good. And all right, looks like we're good. Okay. All right, so tomorrow will be the third Field of Dreams game. The first two were won by both Chicago teams. The first year they did it, the Chicago White Sox, they defeated the New York Yankees. And then the following year, the Chicago Reds lost. I mean, the Chicago Cubs, they lost to the Cincinnati Reds. And in both years, they paid tribute to shoeless Joe Jackson. And if you guys didn't know, that's who the movie Field of Dreams is based. It's about. And of course, Ray Liotta played shoeless Joe Jackson in the film. And remember, when he passed away, on the day that he died, let me show you guys all the stuff they did with Ray Liotta. I'm going to show you guys also, who I think is going to win the game tomorrow. Right now, the odds is pretty even. They made it tricky like they always do. They got the Twins that could pick up their 61st win or the 63rd loss when Field of Dreams equals 63 and shoeless Joe Jackson equals 61 like Philadelphia. But I'm going to tell you guys who I think is going to win this game. So look at this, right? So Ray Liotta, who plays shoeless Joe Jackson, he died on December 18th, 1954. No, actually, no. Excuse me. What am I talking about? That's his birthday, right? He was born December 18th, 1954. He died on May 26th, 2022. And, let's go back to that date so I can show you exactly what they did the day that he died. It was a big tribute to the character who he played in Field of Dreams. What we said, May 26th, 2022. So notice the first game of the day, it was Cubs and Reds, and the Reds beat the Cubs 20-5. 20-5 on the day that Ray Liotta passed away. And again, he played shoeless Joe Jackson. In the film Field of Dreams. And notice shoeless Joe Jackson is also 61. Big number with Philadelphia. Of course, shooter Joe Jackson was drafted by the Philadelphia Athletics. So his name is 61 and 101 like Philadelphia. But this is what's interesting about this 61 number. Notice the Chicago White Sox right now have 61 wins, right? On the day of the Field of Dream games, the Chicago White Sox have 61 wins, even though they're not playing, right? It's actually the Twins and Phillies that's playing. But notice there's only one team that can pick up their 61st win tomorrow. And it's not the Phillies. And again, look, shoeless Joe Jackson equals 61. Chicago Black Sox, which was the original name of that team, equals 61 as well. Just like Philadelphia. So they got a nice little 61 ritual here set up for the Twins tomorrow, who are the home team. I don't know. I think that might be it. I mean, I don't know if this is the one concern I have. You see how Field of Dreams equals 63. They could have the Twins pick up that 63rd loss. But yeah, so Ray Liotta, right? He dies on the same day that he dies. The Reds beat the Cubs 20-5 in tribute to shoeless Joe Jackson, the character that he played in Field of Dreams. And I actually have a write-up on Ray Liotta. Let's see if what else I documented about his death. He died at the age of 67, the blood sacrifice number. He was also in Goodfellas. Notice his name is 121, like blood sacrifice. So the guy with the 121 name died at 67. It's important to know all this stuff because these numbers might show up tomorrow, either in the box score or something like that. Notice he was born at 607 as well in the morning, and then dies at 67 years old. He died on the 206. Actually, he died 206 days before his birthday. Sacrifices 206. The name Kevin Costner is also 206, like Sacrifice. I found that interesting. Kevin Costner has that 206 in his name. The other actor in that film. What is his full name? Yeah, Michael. Michael Costner is 206. Think about him dying 206 days before his birthday. And he was also in Goodfellas, right? And that's the other movie he's remembered for, Ray Liotta. And what was it about Goodfellas? Something about the movie. The movie was 146 minutes long, and I think he died on the 146th day of the year. And Robert De Niro played Jimmy Conway, which equals 146, like Jesus Christ. All these Society of Jesus rituals. He also died in Santo Domingo, Ray Liotta. Santo Domingo is also 146. Ray Liotta as Shula Joe Jackson, who is often remembered for his association with the Black Sox scandal, in which members of the 1919 Chicago White Sox participated in a conspiracy to fix the World Series. Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. As a result, Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis bans Jackson from baseball after the 1920 season. Yeah, the day he died, the same two teams that was in the Field of Dreams game prior to him dying. Actually, I think I'm saying that wrong because I think he died before the Field of Dreams game. Yeah, he did because the Field of Dreams game was in August. Yeah, so he died prior to the Field of Dreams game. But the same two teams that was going to be featured later in the year in the Field of Dreams game were playing on the day that he died because he died on May 26th. I don't know if did I measure from the day that he died to the day of that game. It might have been something that I missed because this was early on in my decoding career, if you want to call it. So what was it on 8/12/2022? No, this game was on 8/11. The first one was on 8/12. Okay. He died 77 days before the game. That game was also on a 60. See how they did it? They had that game on a 61 date numerology. Again, Shula Joe Jackson equals 61. Philadelphia is also 223 and 61. Guy got drafted by the Philadelphia Athletics. Yeah, but 77 is a big secret society number. And probably something I'm missing with that, with Ray Liotta. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I did see it. Okay, I did measure. I mean, I'm like thinking like, why wouldn't I measure from the day he died to the game? I did do that back when this happened. So let me see what I wrote. The starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs was Drew Smyly, who was born Todd Andrew Smyly, a name that equates to 67 and 77. Look at that. Hello?
Yeah, what's up, man? I was just calling to add in that Ray Liotta.
Yeah, just call me right back. Let me finish the presentation. I'll take your call right once I'm done.
Okay.
So the starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs was Drew Smyly, who was born Todd Andre Smyly, a name that equates to 67 and 77. Okay, that's what it was. So the starting pitcher that day was this guy whose name equals 67 and 77, and Ray Liotta died at 67, 77 days before the Field of Dreams game. The name Liotta is also 77. Yeah, I knew it. I'm like, it has to be something with 77 that I missed, that I'm missing, and that's what it is. His surname, Liotta is 77. There it is. He died 77 days before the Field of Dreams game. I did a pretty decent job. The name Ray is also 19, and 67 is the 19th prime number. Like how the Chicago White Sox scandal happened in 1919. Yeah, and the Field of Dream game was 331 days after David Bell's birthday. The Cincinnati Reds manager. The 67 prime number. Joseph Jefferson, I don't know who this is. Oh, that's actually Oh, look at that. Damn. Wow, what a fucking ritual that was. So Shoeless Joe Jackson, he was born Joseph Jefferson Woodworth Jackson. His full name is 331, the 67 prime number. And Ray Liotta, who played Shoeless Joe Jackson, died at 67. Unbelievable ritual that was. I think this was the 4-2. That was the Philly Dreams outcome right here. Chicago scored 3 in the first, and then in the seventh, they scored 3 in the first, 1 in the fourth, and in the seventh, the Reds scored 2. So we got runs in the 1-4-7 in the first innings, fourth inning, and the seventh inning. And this is why the score was 4-2, right? Shoeless Joe equals 42, like Black Sock Scandal. So I did a pretty decent job. I don't know why I was saying that. Yeah, I did a pretty decent job. The Cincinnati, and the Reds picked up their 67th win, the 67th loss. Oh man, in tribute to Ray Liotta, who died at 67. Look at that. So that was a beauty. And I'm pretty confident that they're gonna have the same numbers show up in this ritual tomorrow. Again, 61 is a big number with this whole theme of Shoeless Joe Jackson. Again, the Shoeless Joe Jackson name equals 61, like Chicago Black Sox. There's one team coming in on 60 wins. The actual Chicago White Sox has 61 wins for the season right now, and they're playing. Let me show you guys this. Let me show you who the White Sox are playing. They're playing the Reds, who's on 61 losses. So it looks like, the thing is, if they win, they'll pick up their 62nd. So this is probably going to change, right? They won't be on 61 wins for tomorrow. Yeah, so, and just think about that. The Reds is playing the White Sox a day before the Field of Dreams game. The two teams that have been in the Field of Dreams game. I think that's interesting. Yeah, but this is obviously going to change. They might pick up that 62nd win. I know Reds equals 62, I think. Yeah, so that's probably why the White Sox are probably going to win that game. I know Reds has that 62 gematria. They're trying to get that 62nd win today. So we'll see if that happens. Okay, here. So let me show you what else we came up with, or at least I did. Yeah. So and notice the game is on the 67th day numerology tomorrow, right? In tribute to the guy who died at 67. We saw how Shoeless Joe Jackson, his full name is 331 and 67 prime number. Twins is also 22. Tomorrow's a day with 22 numerology. Twins trying to get that 17th all-time win against the Phillies. Tomorrow will be 207 days after Kevin Costner's birthday. Let's see. Yeah, and going back to that 146 number, right? The starting pitcher for the Twins tomorrow will be 146 days after his birthday, and we saw how important that number was with Ray Liotta, who died on the 146th day of the year. He died 83 days before Robert De Niro's 79th birthday. How about that, huh? What a ritual, man. Damn. Stuff is unbelievable. Died 206 days before his birthday. On a day with 73 numerology. Sacrifice 73 and 206. Yeah, they're supposed to be saying down in the Dominican Republic. Pipe for that 146 gematria value. Yeah, but what I'm liking about the tomorrow's game is obviously things look really good for the Twins. Um, this is not going to be as easy as the Reds game because when the Reds lost to the Cubs, we had a lot more to go off because Ray Liotta died that same year. So it was a lot easier to figure out who's going to win that game. This game is not going to be as easy, but especially with them having the Twins on 62 losses when they can pick up 63, Philly Dreams equals 63. But yeah, I don't know. I think just my opinion. I think 61 is going to be the number here. And if it's not if it's not them picking up that 61st win, the Phillies might win 6-1 or something like that. But this is the number that's going to be showing up tomorrow. And who knows if the final score is 63 when Philly Dreams equals 63. Very possible. I was telling you guys the other day, you could put $1 on these correct scores, and it's a huge payout. Just put a dollar on a bunch of possibilities. If you have $5, you can pretty much bet 5 different outcomes because the payout is humongous, right? So, and what's tomorrow? A day with 31 numerology? Oh no, 20. What is it? I think it is 31. Yeah, it is 30. So tomorrow's a day with 31 numerology. It might be 6 or 7 too as well. Twins win 67. Wouldn't that be something, right? In tribute to Ray Liotta, who died at 67. But let me show you, right? So let's say we take $5, and the thing is, what I recommend is that if you guys get free plays, especially on FanDuel, they like to give out a lot of free plays. Sometimes they'll give you like a $25 free play. If you get $25 free play, you don't even have to bet with your own money. You take that $25 and you put it on these correct scores. I mean, just bet like the gematria, right? Philadelphia like 65. This is one because if you think about it, if you have 25. All you have to do is just hit one with $1. You're still gonna end up making $45 profit, right? Because it's free money. It's free. It's a free play. So all you have to do is just hit one of them. Get 20. Get one of those $25 free plays, and then just bet $1 on 25 possible outcomes, and just bet the outcomes that make sense, right? With the ritual, like for example, like because I like the Twins winning. I will probably put a lot more on the Twins winning possibly 6 or 7. All right, that's one possible outcome. I will play all the outcomes like 4. We saw how last year ended 4-2. Not last year. In 2022 it ended 4-2 because Shoeless Joe equals 42, like Black Sox scandal. So that's a possibility. So that's one. I'm gonna keep Philadelphia 65 there just cause. But I'm gonna show you all the possible outcomes, and let's see if after tomorrow's game. We're gonna come back and see if we got. I'm gonna pick out 25 just to show you guys how I would do it if I was a bet on this. I will do Minnesota 6-1. Right. Again, I don't recommend betting your own money. I'm talking about if you have a free play, this is what you do with it. If you have a $25 free play or something like that, I'm gonna pick out 10. Let's see if we are able to nail the final score just off the gematria and off the numbers that we see here and the numbers that have played, the numbers that are relevant to Shoeless Joe Jackson, who they are obviously going to be paying tribute to, and Ray Liotta. All right, so let's take a look at what is the gematria of Black Sox. Black Sox scandal. So 42, 93. I don't know if you'll see a 14-1 score. The Phillies are not that bad to allow 14 runs. What is the over and under? Because you want to make an educated guess, right? You're just not going to be picking any random numbers. Let me see. And the pitching matters, right? You got 2 decent pitchers out there. Yeah, they don't have it. Oh yeah, it's right here. Yeah, they don't have they don't have the information out yet on the over and under. Actually, they might on FanDuel. Let's try Caesars here. Yeah, so they got it at 8.5. 8.5. So they're expecting a 6-1 score around that range, right? Seven runs, 8 runs, 9 runs possibly. Might go over. Um, Looking at the two pitchers, I don't expect a very high scoring game. Let me just take a look at their ERA. Yeah, these pitchers average around that. All right. All right. Anyway, let's continue. Right. So what we said, we got that. I'll be honest. I'm gonna pick most of them. Gonna be Minnesota winning. You know, if the Phillies win, let them win, and you know, again, we're not losing anything because we're using the free plays to make these bets. And look at the odds of like picking a correct score. It's unbelievable. All right, let's see. What is the Gematria Ray Liotta? 40. Not a bad. It's not a bad choice. Minnesota 4-0. Again, I'm picking 10. Right, we're gonna put $1 on each, and any of these hit, you're making profit. Any of them. Um, Phillies like 45. You know, that's another number they like a lot. I would pick this one too. And any other Minnesota Twins victory, that pretty much puts you on the driver's seat if none of these hit, and if the score is not up here some for some reason, because I don't see the 4-5 outcome either. So that's a very possible outcome. I actually like 4-0 a lot, but I don't. Did we see 3-1? Yeah, 3-1 is up here. All right, that's 6. Minnesota, does Minnesota like 50? I think actually no, they like 60. But the Twins like 60. So we're gonna take a 6-0 score because Minnesota Twins equals 64. Right, look at this. I'm taking a screenshot and let's see if we possibly. Actually, I'm gonna. This is kind of a cheating, so we're gonna take that out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what else. What's the other values that in this ritual that seems relevant? Yeah, Joe Jackson equals 31, right? On a 31 daily numerology. His name is also 205. Look at that. And it's 146. You see that? Joseph Jackson is 146. Like the pitcher for the Twins he's pitching 146 days after his birthday. So we're gonna take that 47 in there too, right? So we got Twins to win 4-7. Let's see if it's up here. It's not up there. It's not up there. What will be another one? Kevin Costner equals 56, 70. Yeah, that's 56. That's 65, right? That'll be 65 if I know we must have that, right? Twins winning 6-5. Oh, we missed that one. Okay, so there we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I picked the Phillies to win 6-5. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that in there, even though I think the Twins are gonna win. But I'll leave the Phillies to win 6-5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 more outcomes. And again, we're not guessing. Actually, I'm gonna pick this one too because I think Minnesota Twins equals 85 as well. Actually, it's 84. Excuse me. So it's not 85. So yeah, we're taking this one out and we're putting 8-4. 8-4, and then I think Philadelphia Phillies. What is it? Shoeless Joe, 57. Yeah, might as well put that in there too. And this is with a free play, so it doesn't even matter if it doesn't hit. All right, I think we got it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we need one more. One more. What's the most? Dayton Raji. We said 67, 47. It is a 47 Dayton Raji as well. Um, what we said about Ray Liotta's name? We spoke about the 40, right? And Shoeless Joe Jackson. Are they gonna have the 10-1? Is like very possible. The Twins are they're doing really good. They won today. Maybe a 10-1 score, but that's kind of a stretch. You know what? I'm gonna pick 4-3 because it's 43 weeks after Bryce Harper's birthday. So this one right here. So the Twins winning 4-3. So look at this. We got 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Obviously gonna straight bet all of these with $1. Right? So I'm gonna take a screenshot just to see. Again, this is with a free play, so it doesn't even matter if it doesn't hit. But and I wouldn't bet a lot of money on the Twins in a straight bet. Right? This is what I would do if I was betting on this game. Right? The Minnesota Twins on a money line, and I'm betting the most, because there's not a lot. There's a double coded side. This is a double coded game. Like again, they can pick up their 63rd loss, Fill a Dreams equals 63, or that 61st win in tribute to the Chicago Black Sox and Shoeless Joe Jackson. Right here. And Philadelphia 61, right? Why not? The team that drafted Shoeless Joe Jackson. Twins. Oh, you know what? What is the Gematria of Iowa? Yeah, 21. Yeah, so that's another possible. I like the 60 again. Minnesota Twins equals 60. Minnesota Twins also 84. So yeah, we got all of these, right? I don't think we got the 21 though. A 2-1. Hmm. If it's gonna kill me if it doesn't 2-1 on the 21 day numerology. But yeah, I still took a screenshot of it, so we're gonna take a look at it tomorrow to see if we were able to predict the final score and tomorrow's outcome with just $1 and turning $1 into. I mean, some of you saw the odds of this stuff. Ah man, I gotta take a screenshot of the odds too, because some of these outcomes are like plus 10,000, so you can make $100 over $1. It's crazy. Yeah, I should have took a screenshot of the odds too. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm gonna post it on somewhere in this blog post. All right, let me hear what this caller had to say. I just don't want to forget anything. Okay. All right, I'm calling back the person that just called. Wouldn't it be something that if wouldn't it be something if they do win 6 or 7? All right, so yeah, so the person that just called, if you want to call back, feel free. I'm taking calls now, so I'll take your call. Yeah. All right, let me see what else we can uncover about this game. Yeah, I feel that's the only scare. That Philly Dream 63 Gematria. Man, that would be something, man. I want to watch. Let's watch the intro that they did with Kevin Costner, and see if we can pick up on anything on that one.
The sway of the corn, the crack of the bat, the sun setting over an iconic Iowa backdrop. Live on Netflix, this is MLB at Field of Dreams. A tradition cherished.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I was just calling in earlier to say that, to ask if you knew that he died, Ray Liotta died 121 days. Well, his number equals 121, and blood sacrifice equals 121. And he died, whatchamacallit, I think it was 79 days before De Niro's birthday.
Yeah, after his 83rd birthday. Yeah, I covered all last.
Okay.
All right.
So, do you think it's connected to him and Joe Pesci or just De Niro?
Oh well, you mean the death of Ray Liotta? Yeah, it was just it was mainly Robert De Niro.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was just calling in for.
All right, thank you. Yeah, the guy he interrupted the whole stream just to repeat everything I said in the video. Yeah, Ray Liotta's name equals 121. He died at 67, and yeah, he died 79 days after Robert De Niro's 83rd birthday. Murders 79 and 83.
By generations, a celebration inspired by a beloved film.
What a moment in Dyersville, Iowa. Here's the pitch. This ball is way out of here.
On August 13th, the Philadelphia Phillies
Swing and a miss. That ball is crushed.
face off against the Minnesota Twins.
Byron on the move. He got there. You bet he did. It is gone.
The field is calling. MLB at Field of Dreams, live on Netflix.
Didn't give us much there. Check out the Gematria of Netflix. 36. This game was on a Thursday, right? Let's see what else. Field of Dreams. You know what? I didn't see this guy's name being this long. Shooter Joe Jackson. I didn't know his name was this lengthy. Let's see. Yeah, his name is 146 as well. Look at that. Again, wow, look at that. That's a big one. Yeah, again, the Twins starting pitchers pitching 146 days after his birthday. And Shooter Joe Jackson, he was born Joseph Jefferson Woodworth Jackson, which equals 146. That's huge. I almost missed that. Because I know the 146 connects to Ray Liotta, who died on the 146th day of the year, and that's probably why too. Besides just the movie Goodfellas being 146 minutes long. Again, he played Shooter Joe Jackson. Yeah, man, that was his full name. Jackson Joseph Jefferson Woodworth. born on July 16th. So tomorrow is July 16th. Tomorrow's 28 days after his birthday, or 4 weeks after his birthday. Yeah, they might do that. They might do a 2-8 score will be bad. 28 days after his birthday. So many scenarios. That's why I like to stay away from trying to get the correct score, because it's not easy to figure out the final outcome. Yeah, his full name has that 146 in it too. Access date August 13, 2026. What is that about? Yeah, why is tomorrow's date listed here as the access date? I don't know what that means. Jackson was barred from organized baseball for his participation in a scheme to throw the World Series in 1919. Didn't the Reds win the World Series in 1919? Reds equals 19. The 1919 World Series saw the Cincinnati Reds defeat the Chicago White Sox. And isn't that who's playing tomorrow? The Chicago White Sox. Oh my gosh, man. Think about that, you guys. The 1919 World Series is going to be on the day of the Field of Dreams game. They got the Reds and White Sox. Man, we're going to hit a nice parlay, because this pick, I'm going to have it combined with this on the Patreon. So, yeah, now I'm starting to see what they're doing. And wouldn't that be something if the White Sox also pick up that 60? You see, that's what's so difficult, because they can have the 63 play in both of those games, right? They can have the Reds. Man, they can have the White Sox. Because if the White Sox win today, they'll pick up their 62nd, and then on the day of the Field of Dreams game, they can pick up their 63rd. And on that same day, they'll have the Twins pick up their 63rd loss on the day of the Field of Dreams game, when Field of Dreams equals 63. See, that's why they make this stuff so difficult, and that's why I don't want you guys betting a whole lot of money on Field of Dreams equals 63, right? Chicago White Sox can pick up that 63rd win tomorrow and give the Reds a 63rd loss in the rematch of the 1919 World Series. Reds versus White Sox, all-time record, including postseason. Right, so and they're gonna be on 29 wins tomorrow. And what we said about 21? What we said about 21? I don't remember what I said about 21. I have to rewatch the video over it, but yeah. Let me see. What is their record in the regular season? So yeah, they can pick up that 26 win today, and then tomorrow they'll pick up that 27 possible. I gotta look at that game a little closer to see if they're gonna fade that 63 or not. What is the Reds versus White Sox record this season? Reds they're gonna be tied 1-1, and then obviously somebody will win and become 2-1 tomorrow. Yeah, man. So the rematch of the 1919 World Series. Look at that, the Black Sox scandal. That might have been it. The Black Sox scandal. The 20. I saw the 21 at. It was actually 42, right? Like it's just 42, like White Sox. And World Series is 57, right? Rematch of the 1919 World Series. Yeah, and they'll pick up that 31st loss when Black Sox scandal. It's Shoeless Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson. Yeah, Joe Jackson is 31. It's a lot. It's a lot here. I mean, yeah, they don't make this stuff easy though. The Chicago White Sox beat the New York Yankees 9-8 in the inaugural game. The unforgettable contest featured 8 home runs and concluded with a dramatic ninth-inning 2-run walk-off homer into the cornfields by Tim Anderson. Let me see what type of ritual they did with Tim Anderson. He was, 12. I was 51 days after his birthday. Yeah, his name is also 205, like Shooter Joe Jackson. There it is. That's why he had a big game. He has the 205 Gematria. Timothy Anderson. And what they say he did, let's see. He had a 2-run walk-off homer into the cornfields. Yeah, that's what it was. He did the walk-off, the guy with the 205 name. So that's another one. Let's see. You have to go into all these players. See whose name equals 205, because that's a big number, as we saw in that game. One of these players with this 205 might have a big game with a 205 connection. Maybe. They did it with Mr. Timothy Anderson. And how old was he? That was in 21. That was 5 years ago. He was 28. There it is. All right, so the following year, the Chicago Cubs defeated the Cincinnati Reds 4-2 in the second installment, highlighted by pregame ceremonies featuring Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. recreating the movie's iconic catch. Okay, so let me see. Are they gonna have any special ceremonies? Let me see. Are there any special ceremonies for the Field of Dream game 2026? MLB bringing more than 25 Baseball Hall of Famers to the Field of Dreams movie site for a special pregame ceremony live on Netflix prior to Twins-Phillies game at 7 p.m. Eastern on August 13th. Oh, look at that. They're going to have 25 Hall of Famers. Wow. Sunday Night Baseball. You gotta love how John Deere goes 84 like Minnesota Twins, right? John Deere is the sponsor for this event. Yeah, I like the Twins. I'm gonna ride with the Twins. If whatever happens, happens. John Deere, inspired by their original home uniforms that debuted in 1961. Okay, so look at this. The Twins uniforms for the MLB at Philly Dreams game presented by John Deere are inspired by their original home uniforms that debuted in the year 61. So this is another one. So this is another 61 for the list, right? So they're going to be wearing the uniform that debuted in 1961. The team that can pick up that 61st win tomorrow in the Shoeless Joe Jackson tribute. Maybe that's a coincidence. All right, so I'm going to remove this because the Chicago White Sox are probably going to have 62 wins tomorrow. It looks like they're going to probably most likely win. Yeah, they just scored another run. So they can possibly pick up 63 on the day of the Phillies Dreams game. The rematch of the 1919 World Series. How about that? What a script. What a nice little script. All right, so for one more 61, the Twins uniforms for the MLB at Philly Dreams game presented by John Deere. No. The Twins uniform for the MLB at Philly game presented game is inspired by their original home uniforms that debuted in 1961. Let's take a look at those uniforms. 1961 Twins home uniforms. The pinstripes, huh? Oh yeah, I see it right here. Got the little pinstripes. It's some mockery. They're wearing their uniforms that debuted in 1961, and they can pick up their 61st win in the Shoeless Joe Jackson tribute. Unfreaking believable. Actually, I said put $75. I'll put $100 on the Twins. Yeah, why not? There's a lot of 61s in their favor, man. The only thing that can burn us is the 63, really. Again, Chicago Black Sox, Philadelphia, Shoeless Joe Jackson, all 61. Yeah, while they're wearing their uniforms from 1961. I mean, I don't know. That looks good to me. Let's see what else we can find. And let's see, what time is this game? The rematch of I'll pay attention, real close attention to this game. I think this game might be prior to the Dreams game. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah. So pay attention to what happens in this game. This game will be played at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then at 7 will be the Philly Dreams game. So yeah, pay attention to this. My guess is that they might have the White Sox pick up win number 63 on the day of the Philly Dreams game. Yeah, I like the Twins, man. I don't want to overthink it. If they lose, they lose. It's fine. We've been destroying this regular season. Catching an L here and there is not gonna kill us. All right, so I'll leave it there. Good luck if you're gonna bet on this game. What's going on, John Davis? What's going on, Phoenix? Damn, I haven't seen Phoenix 114 in a minute. What's going on, everybody? The Yankees came back, you said? Oh, yeah, 8-5. Yeah, the Mariners. The Mariners just scored, I think, right? Oh, I see what happened. Oh, man, 10-5. They just scored another 2 runs. Yeah, the Seattle Mariners. Yeah, Mariners 56. New York Yankees 65. They're about to fall to 56 and 65. Yeah, they've been doing that type of pattern all season. The reflection of each other. Even though it didn't happen yesterday with the Phillies, but I see now exactly why the Phillies stayed on 64 wins. They got the score 5-0 in that White Sox game. Yeah, the rematch of the 1919 World Series. Yeah, very possible they pick up their 63rd and then that might be what they do. That way both numbers play them all. 63. I wrote Fields of Dreams. It's Field of Dreams. Yeah, I think both numbers might play them all. The 63 and the 61. It just won't be in that game that everybody thinks, right? So what the White Sox will pick up 63 while the Twins pick up 61. And I'm gonna close it out with that. That's gonna be my parlay tomorrow. You know, I said I wasn't gonna say it here, but I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the White Sox picking up 63 tomorrow, and Twins picking up 61 on the day of the Field of Dreams game, in tribute to Shoeless Joe Jackson. Again, I'm not gonna bet the house on it, right? That's why that's the mistake a lot of you make. You guys think that because the gematria matches that means go blow your bank account on it. No. This is not June 13th, 2026, and it's Game 5 of the NBA Finals. It's not that. You don't go bet the house on a game like this. This is a game that you want to experiment. You want to put a parlay, $50, $60. If you have a free play just laying around, yeah, put it on there. Why not? There's a lot of clues here. Let me see. The Chicago White Sox can pick up the 63rd win of the season. And the Minnesota Twins can pick up the 61st on the day of the Field of Dreams game. All right, so boom. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a screenshot of all the potential scores, and I'll combine it with that list that we picked. And, you know, those scores, that 4-2, I could play in the White Sox game tomorrow. All right. Yeah, you guys saw how Russell Westbrook retired today from the NBA. The guy with the 42 triple doubles. He did it on 12/8s when Westbrook equals 128. Another fraud gone by the numbers. 18 season, like how you wore the number 18 for the Sacramento Kings. Yeah, Sacramento Kings is also 92. He paid for the Kings, and then retired 92 days before his birthday. All right, let's see. See what the final score is in this game. They have 2 outs. This game is almost over. Just want to take a look at it might end 5-0. I'll take a look at the run differential between these two. Again, if you're on the Patreon, just because I said I like the White Sox, pay attention to what I write on Patreon. Don't listen to what I'm saying in this video, because I'm going to keep doing some research. And before the game starts tomorrow at 2 p.m., you guys will know definitively who I like. So on the surface right now, I do like them picking up that 63rd win, but that's not a lock. That's not guaranteed, and that's not official. I still have to do way more research. All right, so the final score was 5-0. Okay. All right, so they're setting up the narrative for the White Sox to pick up 63 tomorrow. Okay. We'll see. We'll see if it happens. Take a look at Philadelphia Athletics real quick. Yeah, 117 like Major League Baseball. That makes me wonder what are the Athletics when playing them all. You're gonna see massive tributes to this shit. Oh no, they're not. That's the only team not playing them all on the Field of Dreams game day. And this is gonna be the only game on TV while it's going on. Like after this game, then the later games start. So the whole country's gonna be watching this game. 73 degrees. It starts at 7:30. The 21st prime number. Are we gonna see a 2-1 score? This matchup predictor says 57% of the public likes the Twins. Okay. I can see Byron Buxton picking up his 26th home run against Philadelphia. Philadelphia 101. The 26th prime number. Bryce Harper also has 25 home runs. And I think Byron Buxton is going to return them all. All right, so yeah, I'll leave it there. You guys heard who I like. I like the Twins, and right now, I think this is a good narrative for the White Sox also to pick up 63 tomorrow. But this is the number that can burn us with the Twins. But there's a lot more 61s, especially them wearing the uniform inspired by the 1961 uniforms tomorrow. 61 might be the number tomorrow. They can pick up that 61st win of the season. In the Field of Dreams game, a tribute to Shoeless Joe Jackson, who named equals 61 like Chicago Black Sox, like Philadelphia. And while the White Sox are on 63 wins tomorrow, possibly. I'll pay attention to that. The White Sox play first, so if they pick up 63, then that 61 looks good. I doubt the 63 plays in both games, though. So if the White Sox win, I highly doubt the Twins are going to lose and pick up 63. It could happen, but I don't know. I've never seen that happen before where in the same day, the same number shows up in two games. Highly unlikely, but hey, we'll see. We'll see. But again, please do not bet the house on tomorrow's game, okay? This is just, something you want to just sprinkle there just to watch it. If you're bored on a Thursday afternoon, there's no other games on TV, you want to watch it, you want to put some money on it, I recommend you cap it at $100. But you guys can do whatever you want. If you want to put $1 million, 1,000, 10,000, that's up to you. Good luck. There is a lot of numbers to support the Twins though. But yeah, good luck, and thank you for watching. So show some support in the comment section if you see something that I might have missed. All right. Take care, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Peace.